Petraglia Division has lost one member. 236, usually good enough to advance. Not with the strike power we have on display today. Pete Weber hasn't won since April 4th of 2010. Only made one TV appearance last season. Randy, what did you just see in that last match that has you excited about PD Dub?
Well, he was able to be himself. He likes to move in a little bit and kind of float it to the right with that nice, beautiful release and soft touch. But I think the most important thing was that he stayed ahead of the transition created by Sean Rash. Or at least it appeared that he did that. I mean, he flushed just about every shot. He shot 279. He had the highest game. And he was never in trouble. You never saw a moment where it looked like he didn't make the adjustment at the right time.
So he dominated the right side. On the left side of the lane, how about Ryan Ciminelli, oh, by the way?
Well, this kid's playing his A game. He's rocking, firing, he's throwing it hard, he's rocking at the gutter, and he's got some friction built out there now. When you throw it that hard all the time, I think you're a little bit pressure proof. I think he's primed and ready to go after another chance to advance today.
He dropped a 267, 9 strikes, including 8 in a row at one point. Sean Rash will lead us off here in match number 2. A very quiet 257, if that's even possible. So much noise created by Weber and Ciminelli. Rash kind of backed in there when Bohr couldn't close out the deal, and Sean starts strong.
Yeah, he started strong the last game and lost it coming in and really ran the risk of not making it to this next game. If Nathan Bohr shows up in the 10th frame, and if he would have thrown that double and gotten 9, Sean Rash would have been eliminated. Uh-oh. Don't get on his bad side.
(125th career TV appearance for Pete Weber.
Is that a typo?
Not at all. 35 career titles. Only 2 have won more.
8 majors. That's a lot.
Looking for number 9.
You know, we talked about it before. As long as he can stay ahead of the transition or the lane, or the oil pattern breakdown, he's got as good a chance as anybody.
Ciminelli, the lone southpaw, leaves the 7th.
I'm not sure Pete's as feared as he used to be, but he certainly is respected as he's ever been.
Yeah, especially when you start out with 279. You get a little respect when you do that.
Go through it.
Yes! Opening double
Great
for
shot.
Rash.
The difference between staying with a shot and it gets through that little spot on the left and not.
Ciminelli with the spare, and he knows Rash very well, having competed against him in college, and he feels like they were viewed as 2 of a kind.
On the lanes, you really can mistake confidence for cockiness, and a lot of people just thought that we were just punks and that we thought the best of ourselves and didn't care what anyone else thought. And it really isn't the case with us. We're good people, and it just takes time to mold a personality and to become a man.
And there's someone with no shortage of confidence, Pete Weber, trying to double up here in match 2.
He was voted number 4 on the PBA's 50 greatest bowlers all time in 2009. PD Dub, Ciminelli, well, fearless today. He's up and down so fast.
He almost has the same kind of follow-through as the two-handers do, where the follow-through goes to the right.
Yep. That's a great point, Randy. He has a couple of different follow-throughs that he uses at different times, depending on how he shuts his shoulders down. If he does it late, it comes across his body. If it's on time, it comes up through it.
Rash with an opening three-bagger. Weber trying to duplicate the feat. What does that look tell you guys?
I think that look tells you that he stole one there. Although I'm not really sure how bad it could have been because the ball ended up dead flush perfect.
Well, whether he got away with one there or not, Pete has probably already moved on. Seems he's always thinking about what's next on and off the lanes.
I think some guys are too mental. I think they think way too much. See, when I'm myself, when I'm off the approach, I'm thinking, well, let's see, next week we're going to be somewhere else. There's going to golf course there next week, you know. I don't think about bowling at all when I'm off the approach. Now, when it's my turn to bowl and I get up and I stand there and I look at the lane and I vision my shot before I get up and throw it. So when I get on the approach and put the ball in my hand, I don't really stand there and think a whole lot because I've already seen it. I know what it's done, and 32 years of experience, that kind of helps out a bit too.
Sounds like a healthy way to handle business. Some good advice for some of the young guys out here on the tour. Ciminelli trying to double up here in the third.
Spare strike for Ciminelli. Rash and Weber have struck out here through three. They're on top. Ciminelli trailing by only 10. Top two move on. This was Weber's last effort. PD Dub thinks he might have stole one there. The Hall of Famer will take it. Great look.
The PBA World Championship is brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. By Roto-Grip, the fastest growing bowling ball brand in the world. Roto-Grip is king of them all. By Alka-Seltzer Plus. Alka-Seltzer Plus liquid gels provide more complete cold relief than NyQuil. And by Columbia 300. Columbia bowls the world over. PBA Hall of Famer Johnny Petraglia won the 1980 edition of what is known today as the PBA World Championship, a victory that made him only the second Triple Crown winner in PBA history. But it's the 1994 edition of the championship where he ultimately finished third that will always be known as his most memorable moment. In the semifinals against Walter Ray Williams Jr., Petraglia became only the 7th player in history to roll a perfect game on television, earning himself $100,000 for the effort.
College is taken care of. I'm so happy. The kids can go to college. Everything's gravy from now on.
Isn't that wonderful? The kids can go to college. Mike Connor, commissioner of the PBA.
John, here's that $100,000 to help those college payments. Congratulations.
And there's one of the two kids that benefited from that 300 game, Johnny Petraglia Jr. Great guy, and I believe right next to him on his right is his new fiance. Congratulations, guys. But even if this division of the World Championship is named after your dad, guys, you still have to give the front row seat to the legend, Carmen Salvino. There's Carmen. Good look at the section there.
Rob Stone, Randy Peterson, Chris Barnes, welcome you back to Las Vegas. Our continuing coverage of the PBA World Championship. Opening four-bagger for Sean and some folks in the crowd.
You just called it a four-bagger again.
It happens every once in a while. I have to appease the purists out there.
A little early.
Folks a little over-ambitious with their cheering for Rash. Weber trying to drop a ham bone of his own.
Hey, Weber, there's no love for your boy over here? What happened?
We save it for the important moments. He knows. I got your shout out. I got your back, PD Dub.
Oh, no. Hook. Oh, one for me.
Hate it, love it. Another strike for Ciminelli.
Hit him thin and watch him spin is a term that I think the late, great Billy Whaley used to use.
Coming up next week, it's the Albee division of the PBA World Championship, featuring the two-handed wonder from down under, Jason Belmonte. He'll be battling his good old buddy, Mike Fagan, as well as Josh Blanchard and Brian Kretzer for the last spot in the finals of the PBA World Championship. You'll see it next week, 1 p.m. Eastern, with the finals coming in 2 weeks right here on ESPN.
Combined frames here in this match, guys. 12 strikes.
And the other one wasn't bad. Ciminelli's little flat 7-pin in the first frame is all we've had. These guys are making a mockery of the scorpion pattern.
Here's Weber, your number 8 overall seed here at the PBA World Championship. Rash is the number 1 overall seed. He keeps on going. There's Ciminelli looking for 4 in a row.
Must have got a handful of that one.
That was the good one there. Does this one go just a little bit high? 3-pin right around the 6.
Should let him go to start with. Oh.
Chris, what do you see there from Rash as we watch Ciminelli take care of the spare?
I think that was that shot where he was going to get it in too quick, and he felt it going in too quick, and so instead of throwing the shot and throwing it by it for the 2-pin, the 210, he regroups.
Come on, Sean. 6 in a row.
How about this one? Watch the head pin as it goes to the cross and back.
Oh, yeah.
Bing.
Bang. Boom.
Boom.
And that was your fast, safe pain relief replay brought to you by the makers of Bear Advanced Aspirin. You need breaks, particularly when you're bowling and hunting for a major. And that was a big one for Rash. He's perfect through 6. Weber trying to do the same.
Well, folks, you like high scores? In game 1, the players averaged almost 260. Right now, we have 2 players that are perfect through 6, and Ciminelli, who can still shoot 269.
My New Year's resolution was to only broadcast high-scoring bowling games. Seeing it come through right now. What was your New Year's resolution, Randall?
I didn't want to set up myself for failure again, so I don't have one.
Rash. 7 straight.
All right, so where has this demeanor been? He's kind of taking his time. He's not overly pumped. He looks like he's kind of keeping his emotions in check for the most part.
Well, he's being aided by a young man on the sideline as well. And that may be enough to keep Rash's focus in check. Seven in a row for P.D. Dub. There's not a whole lot Ciminelli can do in this one. 4 strikes, 2 9 spares, and he's getting run out of the building.
Yeah, we're through 7 frames, and right now it's already looking like Ciminelli's not going to advance. I mean, I'm not trying to write the kid off just yet, but
he's got 249 left.
Yeah, and the other guys are already in the 250s.
Great shot there. Rob, I think you made an excellent point. Having Danny in the crowd, I can only speak for myself, but my family's there. It gives me a little perspective, and it adds a little bit of calmness to the overall.
There is Dan McCarty, 8, soon to be 9 years old, battling brittle bone disease. And before the show began, Sean and Dan rolled out the first ball together. They met earlier this week here at the World Series of Bowling, part of a Brunswick function, and the two hit it off immediately. And he's wearing a Sean Rash jersey right now. Here's Pete Weber. Rash and Weber, perfect through 8.
Hey, listen, not to jinx anybody.
Ciminelli with the strike.
I think the worst thing that could happen to Weber is if he shot 300, because emotionally, I don't think he would be able to put it back together for the final match.
What about Rash?
I think he'd have a little bit better go. Honestly, I mean, I've seen guys do it before. They bowl 300, and then they have a little bit of a letdown. They're coming down off of this big, huge high. Hard to kind of
properly channel the emotions.
Grab the rein, pull the reins back, you know, and
agreed. Looking for 9 in a row. He's got it. He'll go to the 10th. Hunting perfection. Will Weber join him?
It is official. This is a strike fest.
Same pattern as last week?
Yep. Different faces, though.
Come on, 10-pin.
Wow.
What a run from Weber.
I think that might be an excellent play. I think that may be the best thing that can happen to Pete here. Let Rash make a run at 300 here, and he gets a frame to settle down and focus on what's next.
I thought I made that perfectly clear. This is the best thing that could happen, this ringing 10 to Weber right here.
Seltzer plus ball.
I'm not sure Pete would agree, though.
But I like the fact that you threw in Rash bowling 300. Because that kind of puts a little twist on, you know, where I was going with it. And it just adds to, I think it just kind of swings everything more in favor of Weber if that were to happen.
Ciminelli cleaning that one off in the 9th. All eyes focus on the man in yellow and black, the Wichita State Shocker colors. Sean Rash entering the 10th, 3 strikes away from perfection. Well, we can get the 300 game out of our heads and move on to the final match here at the Petraglia Division.
Weber was perfect through 8. Rash perfect through 9. Those two will meet to see who advances to the January 15th PBA World Championship Final when we return to Vegas.